If you spend a lot of time Googling different fingerstyle techniques and ideas on forums, Reddit, then you probably caught onto a list of myths that I want to help you cure. Of course, this could be inevitable in anything where people are trying to share ideas, come up with new things, but if you know how the techniques work, you very quickly realize that a lot of these myths really don't hold water and they're just holding your technique back. And in some of the worst cases, they can lead someone to giving up the guitar altogether. So let's look at a few of the myths on the guitar, bust them, and show you what you could be doing instead to replace them. If you want to understand more about how the guitar genuinely works, how the mechanics behind it works, drop a comment below with what it is you're trying to learn, and feel free to subscribe. Our first myth is that you need long Wolverine-like talons to be able to play on the strings with fingerstyle playing, and this is just wrong. Yes, having the nail contacting the string is going to give you faster playing, it is going to give you a better tone because your nail is harder, it's not going to be like the skin that dents in when you touch the string, but if you have a long nail, this isn't really going to add that much to your tone. If anything, it's going to take away from it. So, what could you be doing instead? Have a look at my nail over here. You will see that the nail comes just above the top of the finger, but it isn't that far above. It's enough that the string can see it, which means it's enough to be able to play the string, but any growth past that with the nail is just going to be excessive. If you have a nail that your string can see, but it's not that long, you can have a variety of using either the skin and the nail or just the nail for maybe a different tone. You get a nice wide breadth of tones you can use. As the nail gets longer, it really narrows it down into much narrower range of tones you've got. Also, it's much easier to break a nail, which means you'll have 2 or 3 really long nails and then one really short one that's going to take months to grow out, and then you've got a consistent tone at that point. If you don't want to be in this cycle of constantly breaking nails and having long talons in one hand, all you need to think of is, can the string see my nail? Look at your hand from the palm side. That's where the string's, of course, approaching your hand from. If the string can see the nail, you've got enough to play with. From there, it's all about shaping it. Moving on to myth number 2, which is around anchoring your right hand. You'll see tons of people either having their palm down or having their little finger resting on the body of the guitar. This is absolutely not what you want to be doing. So let's have a look at why you want to have your hand off the body of the guitar. The first reason is anything that you rest on the guitar is going to lower your hand because the guitar body is lower than the strings. The height we want your hand up above the guitar is a straight finger above the strings. If I hold the guitar that way, you can see I've got my finger on the string and it's coming straight up. If you look at my little finger, it is nowhere near the body of the guitar. So then by resting the little finger on the guitar, you'll see my hand drops and my finger becomes a hook. The more the finger hooks, the more you're going to get a twangy sound instead of the gentle release that you're looking for. Now, an anchored hand is only good for one position. Let's assume for now that you can have your hand anchored but still high enough. Physically impossible, but let's have it as an assumption. Even if that's the case, if it's anchored in place, you can't move back and forth between the strings, which means you'll only have good tone on one string and not across different strings. When you watch anyone who is very proficient at playing, their hand can move from the top string down to the bass string, and they don't need that anchor point that's keeping them locked in place. The stability you want will come with time, you'll be absolutely fine. On fingerstyle, you do not rest anything on the guitar. Now you might see a bit of a similarity between these two myths so far. With the nails, it is a bit of nail help, so let's go further and let's have tons of nail length. Or when it comes to the anchor points on the guitar, it would be stability seems like a good thing, so let's lock down, let's anchor down onto the guitar. Both of these are taking an idea that has a little bit of merit to it, which is where people go, oh yeah, that must be a good thing, and pushes it far past what we actually need. The more we reduce and we take just the level that we need and keep everything as simple and as reductionary as possible, the more headroom you're going to have the best technique without constantly adding more complexity. So let's move on to myth number 3. How many times have you heard someone saying, I'd love to play the guitar, but my hands are too small? It is an absolute myth on the guitar for a few reasons. One, you can get guitars down to kid-sized guitars. Just find one that is going to fit you. And number 2, mostly it's because someone's holding the guitar, like I am, out of position. When the guitar's out of position, you're going to have to do big stretches, whereas if the guitar's in position, your hand relaxes and it reaches with you doing almost nothing. So your hand size being too small is not going to be an issue. If anything, having large hands can be tricky because the string width often has a standard width that you can't keep pushing wider. If you've got really chunky fingers and you're trying to squeeze it into some chords, it can be a bit of a tight squeeze. Whereas smaller hands, more slender fingers, and having the guitar in position gives you more distance relative to your fingers between the strings. It's not going to get as crammed. So in that case, just stop making excuses, get some good ideas in, get some technique that's going to work with both you and your body mechanics along with the guitar you're using, and you can absolutely push forward with small hands. What other myths or ideas have you been hearing around with Googling on different forums that you're thinking, is this actually something that'll help me, or is it one that's getting banded around as an idea that isn't actually going to push forward my playing? Drop them in the comments. I can give you some feedback and direction, and if you're genuinely looking to push forward your playing, join my free community in the description below. Come join some live sessions, ask me questions, get some direct feedback to push forward your playing. And if you want to see my favorite exercises on the guitar, check this video out where I break down a few exercises that might also help your guitar playing. I'll see you in there.